Hello, Mr. Hornick.
Hi, nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you for meeting with me today for our open position of a TV anchor. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Travis Hornick. I am a fifth-year student at Winona State University, and I'm majoring in individualized studies with a mass comm minor. I originally was a mass comm major, but I felt like that I wanted to expand my outlook on a job, so I wanted to get into something else so I can actually expand my field of research. And I'm originally from Colby, Wisconsin, but I'm currently living in Apple Valley, Minnesota. And I saw that you guys were hiring for a position for a TV anchor, and I've been really looking forward to getting out there in the news media with either TV or radio. And I saw your guys' application, and I thought I'd give it a shot.
All right. What do you think or why do you think you are qualified for this position?
I feel like I'm qualified for it because in retrospect, I've taken many courses at Winona State and even in other classes too at University of Wisconsin, Wood County in Marshfield. And I feel like that I have like the knowledge now after taking these courses that I can easily develop a script for TV and radio and be able to have an on-air personality that people can relate to. Because when you watch some of the certain news programs now, it feels like that they don't really have that kind of persona that you can actually relate to. So I feel like that I have that kind of energetic passion for my job because I really want to get into a field where I can enjoy doing what I do. And I want to be able to do something for the community as well as the nation to make sure that I can do what I can to make everything much better in the field of news. So, given my my experience at Winona State and also in commercial radio in La Crosse and also campus radio here in Winona, I've had experience with using a soundboard, and I've taken live phone calls and things of that nature, and I've also recorded my own commercials and everything. So being on the air or being on radio really has helped me develop myself as more of a communicator. So I feel like putting myself in front of a camera would make things a much easier transition than doing from radio.
Definitely, definitely. So do you have any other prior experiences?
Besides both radio stations here at Winona State as well as in La Crosse for 95.7 The Rock, I've worked with there's a Pop Warner football program back in Wisconsin that I used to do. I used to work with younger kids, and I used to be the play-by-play announcer for them. So I've done a little stuff on air with a live audience. So I know how to manage, how to make sure to keep my vocal loud and energetic and clean, for that matter, for the FCC regulations. And that kind of came with when I was working with 95.7 and campus radio, because when you make a slip up on air, they notice it right away, and then it can end up being a really big problem. So despite having all that personal experience with radio and everything like that, I've also been really experienced in performing in front of live audiences, because I've performed in collegiate choir as well as choir in high school. So I know what it's like to be in front of the lights. So I've had that little bit of experience. So I feel like I'm much more confident now, having dealing with all that. So I feel like that all the experience that I've had in more professional aspects instead of just community aspects, I feel like I'm a good fit for this position.
Definitely. So what motivated you to apply for this position?
Now, because like I said before, I've been dealing with a lot of radio experience and everything like that. And one of the things is that I really want to make sure that I can fulfill my dream as becoming a sports announcer. I really wanted to get into sports, but I see that if I start working on TV, I can kind of make that transition over to sports if I need to. But if I end up enjoying what I like doing here, which I have a feeling I will, because I really like informing people on the current events and popular culture and things like that, I feel like that I can make an impact on what I'm doing with what I'm saying to people, and then they can actually take that information in and relate it to the public and even introduce it to some of their friends and things like that. So I've always had this dream of doing something, because I know that growing up I watched a lot of sports, and I really wanted to be one of those guys that's at the big game, and it's you have to make the most famous call, as Al Michaels did in the 1980 U.S. men's win over the Soviet Union. You believe in miracles. I want to have that kind of aspect in news or in sports, either one. So if I can have that kind of impact on people when I start working in a position like this, I feel like that I can be really successful.
Definitely. All right. Well, thank you for coming into the interview, and we'll get back to you once we have a decision.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.